All right. So what are your guys' names?
I'm Allie.
I'm Maddy.
My name's Emmy.
I'm Annalisa.
My name's Clara.
I'm Elliot.
My name's Finn.
And I'm Steph.
And are you guys aware of the condom ban at DePaul?
I was not aware until a few seconds ago when you said that's what this interview would be about.
Yeah, same.
Nope.
I didn't even know that was going on.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people actually know about the ban going on.
I had no idea until you guys came up to me.
Yeah.
I was just in the quad.
We didn't even know that there was a ban when the club first started out. It was actually during the involvement fair. There was a bowl of condoms that we had out on the table, and people took them, and then we were told, hey, you can't be doing that. Was there? And we were like, no, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? There was nothing here. And they're like, yeah, if you did that, we have a ban on the distribution of any kind of contraceptive on campus. Every quarter, we try to have at least one fundraiser. So this one is purely just club funds, trying to reenact everything because we have the womb service, and that requires a lot of contraceptives that we need to get.
Yeah.
Since we want to make sure it can stay free for students, we have to make sure we have the funds to be able to get everything.
As a result, PBGA has created an off-campus contraceptive distribution service dubbed Womb Service, where DePaul students can anonymously request varying numbers of contraceptive items and have them safely delivered to them in an accessible but off-campus location.
I'm Kenna. I am the founder of Planned Parenthood Generation Action at DePaul. When I graduated high school, my intention was just to join whatever sex education or reproductive healthcare, group already existed. Anything that was kind of doing that sort of work, I was just going to go ahead and join it. And then I came to DePaul, and they didn't really have anything that was specifically focused on that kind of work. And so I decided to start one.
Socially and culturally, DePaul is a very open campus, and it's really disappointing to see that doesn't follow through in our administration.
I mean, I don't think it aligns with the values of the school at all.
Because if they're so accepting, they wouldn't be limiting us and anything like that. Especially something as it's just a right.
It sends a pretty not progressive message.
To come out and say with your whole chest, we are a progressive institution, and then see some areas in which they are this policy is not progressive. This policy is very antiquated. It confuses people. And so then people learn about the ban and they're like, I never really expected that from DePaul. To blame the condom ban on Catholic values is kind of antiquated. To claim that we are in violation of some kind of Vincentian values or some kind of identity in that way, from the university, is not really true, or we don't agree with that.
Hi, my name is Maddy Niziolek. I use she and they pronouns, and I'm the Senior Development Associate at Catholics for Choice. There are, organizations like Catholics for Choice, and we believe in more, and we believe that you can be fully pro-choice, fully pro-abortion, fully support contraception, and also be fully Catholic, and that those two don't have to exist at odds, and that you can support this access on campus because of your faith and not in spite of it.
When we look around and we say what must be done, right now, when we see contraceptive access and reproductive health care getting slashed as high up as the federal level, what must be done is advocate for it.
How can we care for our communities if people can't access reproductive health care?
The ban's existence creates this kind of atmosphere that, people within the administration will not help you, or they cannot help you. That's what it feels like. And I don't necessarily think that is 100% true, but that policy existing in writing creates that kind of sentiment amongst the students. And it creates this feeling of distrust and almost fear of what happens if I would have gone to the health center and asked for this? Would I have been faced with rudeness? Would I have been faced with meanness?
And the weaponization of faith by these health centers that sometimes have information on their website or language about how because they're a Catholic institution, that they follow the moral guidelines of the Catholic Church and therefore don't provide contraception. What does that tell young people who are on Catholic campuses about what it means to be Catholic and use contraception?
Whether it's my friends or whether it's strangers that I've been able to, give those resources to off campus, the gratitude and the relief that people feel has been really, really impactful. That like this is healthcare that matters to people. It's important, and it's really crucial that people have access to this sort of care. And so I think that has kind of been the ways that I felt it most personally.
Yeah, that's great. Do you guys have anything else to say about it?
Let us have reproductive resources on campus.
Stop. Like, I don't know, I feel like that's just like a resource that like everyone should have access to.
Actually listen to the population that you're surveying.
I think it's ridiculous, and I think it's embarrassing for DePaul.
DePaul, get your shit together, please, and undo what you're doing.
All right, great. Thank you so much.
DePaul University is ordering the student organization for Planned Parenthood to disband. That organization says officials told Planned Parenthood Generation Action DePaul University to cease operations immediately due to an affiliation with Planned Parenthood as an abortion provider. They say the university did not cite any school policies or procedures that the group broke. The group formed in the 2022-2023.
My name is Scarlett Calhoun. I use she, her pronouns. I am the current Senior Vice President of Students United for Reproductive Justice.
Very close to them and they would love to help, but a lot of them are adjunct professors.
So after the disbandment, we held a town hall meeting to basically discuss what our plans were moving forward. And at that town hall meeting, we took a vote and we decided to re-register as an on-campus club without the name or any official affiliation with Planned Parenthood at all.
If these institutions weren't so scared about students speaking about abortion and contraception on campus, they wouldn't be, not allowing student organizations to register, they wouldn't be disinviting speakers, and they wouldn't be stopping students from distributing condoms on campus. And so I think we can see from their reaction to it that is powerful, and that students have a lot of power to push back against these institutions, and just to continue to do so regardless of what administrators say is, I think, what I would tell to young people.
It is not the only thing that is worth fighting for in this sphere. It is just one piece of the puzzle, and I always encourage people to not stop at fighting for abortion, or to not stop at advocating for condom usage. It's a much bigger fight than that incorporates a lot of different people seeking a lot of different types of care, but ultimately all working towards the same goal of bodily autonomy and the freedom to do what they want with themselves and their bodies, and make decisions for themselves and their bodies and their families without anyone else getting in the way.